All right, we got a replay here from Butter Lancer versus just Dash. I believe this is a quick battle. I am not always a quick battle hater. It's tricky. It's tricky to cast quick battles because you gotta have two builds that are interesting, plus a game state that's interesting. Because you can have interesting builds, but if one side just fucking feeds their ass off and the other side dominates them, then that's not a very good replay to cast. So you got to have two similar people, even if like the skill level isn't top tournament pro. It's like either both of you have to be newer players learning the ropes, or both of you have to be good. The builds have to be interesting. So I don't get a lot of quick battles. There's also, sometimes some corner camping shit or forest camping stuff that's not fun to cast. So, but this is a rare one. This is a gem. We have Khorne versus dwarves. For the dwarves, 2 gyrocopters with brimstone's guns. We have a whole bunch of fire. 5 Iron Drakes, Ungrim Iron Fist, 2 basic Thanes, Dwarf Warriors, and Longbeards making up the box, and 1 Dragonback Slayer also within the box. So it is a lot of fire. There's a lot of fire to fight Khorne, which doesn't look right. Like it seems like Khorne would be fire resistant. He's usually not, but it feels like he would be. On the side of Khorne, we do have 1 Chaos Fury that's going to try and keep these Gyrocopters Brimstone guns a little bit honest. We have a bunch of Bloodletters. It looks like 3 Exalted Bloodletters, including the Hellforged Host, and 5 regular Bloodletters. Skarbrand and the Chaos Chariots of Khorne just do a little bit of disruption. Chaos Chariots used to be the answer into Dwarf and Elf boxes. If not saying all Elves box, but if there is a box of actually any faction, but whatever. Versus a box, Chariots are usually quite good at disruption, stopping the back line from helping the front line, and buying you that time you need. Now, recently, Chariots have been god-awful. We will see if these Chaos Chariots of Khorne can do anything here. Iron Drakes firing up into the Chaos Furies, actually not doing any damage at all, so nice job from the Furies, avoiding that. Skarbrand getting shot at a little bit by the Gyrocopters, but the approach is still going, and that is a better connection from some of these Iron Drakes. Doing good work, especially against demons. The burnt leadership debuff, if it gets them below 0, they will start doing that super fast demonic crumbling. Yeah. Now, this is a mistake, letting the Gyrocopters just sit in melee with them. Gyrocopters kind of have that chariot thing going on, where they don't take any damage in melee if they keep moving. But if they stop, then they're the super squishy Gyrocopters we've always known them to be. Honestly, the Iron Drakes aren't doing as much damage to these Furies as I would have thought, so good job, Furies. You're so far doing well. As Skarbrand just charges straight into the Flamethrower fire, and now he's going to camp right in front of him. I'll hover his health bar so you can see it if you want to, but I'm very curious how this point-blank shot's going to go. Only a couple of the dwarves are firing at him. There we go. There's a full blast. Oh, the damage! The damage on our friend Skarbrand. Now, without miners with blasting charges, actually these Bloodletters are going to get off rather scot-free as far as charging the front line goes. We already have some rampage from the Dwarf Warriors, but as soon as Skarbrand gets out of there, his Ungrim Iron Fist is chasing him down, the rampage goes off. All 5 Iron Drakes are still up and firing. Bloodletters now sneaking into some of the sides of the box, sneaking around over there. Chaos Chariots didn't really even get into melee combat before the Gyrocopters Brimstone guns peeled them away. And Iron Drake still trying to kill all of the Bloodletters. Can their fire truly save the dwarves' souls? It's not looking like it, as Skarbrand shakes my entire fucking screen, but does a beautiful animation in one of those Iron Drakes. I wish he didn't shake my screen so much. Dude, calm down. Oh, it's actually probably the Iron Drakes too. Yeah, they also do a lot of screen shaking. But Dragonback Slayer's on top of him. Skarbrand's not going to want any of this. And he gets out of there. To now go side charge some other stuff, yeah. He's doing his best to disrupt some stuff. Good things here from Butter Lancer, if I remember the name of this player correctly. Bloodletter's getting through the Dwarf Warriors and Longbeards, making short work of the Iron Drakes once they get onto them in melee combat. Bloodletters and Exalted Bloodletters have really good stats versus armored infantry specifically. Their main problem just being their health pool and armor and stuff, but yeah, versus Dwarven infantry, Bloodletters are quite chad. The front line for the dwarves is falling apart. The sidelines are also falling apart, but Khorne is massively behind on the balance of power. Now, the balance of power famously hates the dwarves, but Skarbrand, to be fair to the balance of power for one, Skarbrand has taken a lot of damage, but I'm still pretty excited about these Bloodletters getting in here. The Chaos Chariot's even back. Let's see how Skarbrand can do. He is running from the Gyrocopters. He's running from the Thane. He's fighting a different Thane. It throws his axe at him. Doesn't do as much damage as I would have liked, but he still chucked his axe at him, so we take those. Bam! Another big hit onto those Thanes. But the Gyrocopters' whittling fire is probably going to take him out rather quickly here. For the rest of the dwarves, things are not going so swimmingly. Bloodletters are cutting them apart. Yeah, these poor little guys. They're not having the best days. Slayers don't really want to fight Bloodletters. Well, actually, Bloodletters are fine. The armor piercing of the Bloodletters is wasted on the 0 armored Slayers, and Slayers don't have armor piercing, so they're fine fighting Bloodletters who only have 30 armor. So actually, yeah, Slayers do okay there. It's still not like a cost-effective trade, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Skarbrand's still getting chased by this single Thane who's swearing some grudge or vengeance or something else, but it looks like helicopters with literal rocket launchers strapped to them are going to do what that Thane can't on his stumpy little legs. Ha, you're stupid because you're a dwarf. Skarbrand instead just goes for one last charge. He gets Relentless Rage, Unbreakable, Cannot Die. He's going to fight the Thane. Gyrocopters fuck off and say, "He's all yours, Gregory." And Gregory's like, "Thanks, buddy." Skarbrand goes to 1 HP. Never mind, the Gyrocopter's going to come back, but since he is at 1 HP, it just doesn't matter. He is that, he had the Corn Army ability until he eventually died. Bloodletter's still fighting Dwarf Warriors, still fighting Longbeards. Some dwarves are rallying in the distance. Dragonback Slayers are getting minced right now by a whole bunch of Exalted Bloodletters. With the death of Skarbrand, the leadership of the Khornites is going to falter. Some of them start demonic instability crumbling away. Ungrim is stuck fighting a whole bunch of Exalted Bloodletters, and Gyrocopters are coming over to offer a little support. I wonder if they still have their bombs. There it is. Big. Wow, that was a big bomb drop onto those Exalted Bloodletters. So what do we have? Looks like 2 Exalted Bloodletters, 3 regular Bloodletters left in the fight. Ungrim is very, very low. Another bombing run takes out a ton of these Exalted Bloodletters. That has been absolute cash money as they just beat the shit out of Ungrim Iron Fist. Our dear old friend, Mr. Iron Fist, not having the best time versus all these Bloodletters. Other Bloodletters trying to chase the Thane and Iron Drakes really want to shut them down. Get rid of that leadership debuff, because with Skarbrand's death as well, getting burnt, man, that hurts your leadership so bad, so they really need to shut down these Iron Drakes and force the rest of the dwarves just to fight them in melee combat. On the Dwarven side, Exalted Bloodletters are doing the demonic instability crumbling after they killed Ungrim Iron Fist, but man, they completed their job. Some more Iron Drakes are shattered. Balance power is about even, maybe slightly Khorne favored, but 2 different Bloodletter units did evaporate away, and these Iron Drakes managed to hold on to their leadership. If they can get one volley off onto these Bloodletters, it might honestly get them to start crumbling, but they do hit their own dwarves in the process. A little bit of friendly fire there, but still the Bloodletters' leadership does spike down. Just the Iron Drake route. Wow, you cowards. You shot your own brothers in the back and then you fucking routed. Like scum. The Hellforged Hosts are going to fight the Thane. Gyrocopters out of ammo, out of bombs, just opting into melee combat now, trying to stop these Hellforged Hosts, trying to get a little bit of damage out, trying to get them that demonic instability crumbling. With 0 leadership, they cling to life. They just scrabble back into this game. They are holding on. 0 leadership all the way through 2. Positive leadership now, not turning to fight the Gyrocopters. They're insistent upon this Thane. The Bloodletter from earlier did die against those Dwarf Warriors. Iron Drake is back, and the Hellforged Host still trying to kill that Thane. The other Thane has shattered, Iron Drakes have shattered, etc. More Gyrocopters fighting these basic Bloodletters. Gyrocopters will obviously lose the Bloodletters, but they're mostly just trying to kill the Thanes. They have shattered yet another one. Balance power tip slightly in the favor of Khorne, but this Iron Drake is gonna be a problem. Fires in onto the Hellforged Host. Does decent damage, but it's mostly for that burnt debuff. They go negative for a second. They do rally. They're back to positive. They're fighting Longbeards and Dwarf Warriors. Can they hold on as these Iron Drakes ready up another volley? Bloodletters trying to get around the Gyrocopters. They can't manage to do it. Both Dwarf Warriors break, but that leaves the Hellforged Host without someone to fight, and without being in melee combat, they are more susceptible to this Iron Drake fire, plus they won't get the charging bonus every so often. It looks like they actually are still getting the charging bonus because they're getting attack orders, but man, their leadership is a fickle thing. It goes negative for just a bit, very negative now, and they crumble away, leaving just a regular Bloodletter, but the Iron Drakes shatter. That is crucial for this last Bloodletter that is still left alive. Dwarf Warriors routing, still have just the Gyrocopters at this point, but these dwarves will probably rally. Their leadership will be good enough, but can the Bloodletters hold against all that is left? And I don't mean that as there's a lot that's left, I just meant, like, can they hold it all? Gonna turn and fight the Gyrocopters. They're trying to chase off these Longbeards who still have negative leadership, so maybe they won't come back, but these Dwarf Warriors for sure are going to rally any second here. Gyrocopters getting bodied by the Bloodletters. Bounce power still dead even. How did you guys have another shot? I swore I saw you use your bombardments. I swore I saw 2 bombardments go onto these Bloodletters earlier. What the fuck? Okay, maybe my eyes deceived me. Maybe somebody watching this replay can tell me how the fuck that just happened, because I swore I saw it. But anyway, that bombing run could have saved the game for the Dwarves. Horn of Corn, giving these guys even more melee attack, 59 if you don't even include their bonus for symmetry. They kill and shatter off the Dwarf Warriors, but their leadership's getting too low. Their leadership's getting way too low. Can they hold on to beat the Gyrocopters? If they were unbreakable, they could easily kill everything here, but if that demonic instability crumbling starts happening, Gyrocopters pushed off, 0 leadership, up to 10, all of a sudden turning on the Gyrocopters. Longbeards have shattered too. It's just the Gyrocopters. Just the Gyrocopters versus these Bloodletters. Bloodletters can 100% win that if they could just stay in the fight, if they could just hold on, but their leadership goes negative, they start the demonic instability crumbling. And that is going to be it, unless there's the Khorne tier 2 army ability to keep them in the fight. They're fading away, and there is no army ability. They do die, and the Dwarves will win off the back of melee Gyrocopters being the only non-shattered unit in the whole arena. I swore I saw 2 drops from those gyros. I swore. Alright. Exalted Bloodletters did fantastically. Skarbrand did okay, but really struggled. Valkia is probably infinitely better here. Bloodletters did just fine. So anything with Bloodletter in the name did fantastically. Furies, Chariots, and Skarbrand struggled. The other side for Ungrim. Ungrim struggled. Thor Brow was unfortunately just a better choice. Dragon Backsliders did fine. Gyrocopters did amazingly. Double Thanes did okay. All the Iron Drakes did decently well, considering they're only 700 gold, and Dwarf Warriors and Longbeards just died for the great cause. Okay, my eyes didn't deceive me. Gyrocopters have 2 uses of the bombs. That's how he did it twice. Okay, makes sense. Roar!
Subscribe, yes, yes.